Okay, we're writing one number as a percentage of another. So we're writing one number as a percentage of another. If we've got 15 and we want to write it as a percentage of 60, how can we do this? How can we work this out? Well, if we've got 15 over 60, then what we do is we work out what goes into both numbers. So we've written it as a fraction, and we see what goes into the denominator and the numerator. And we know that 15 goes into both the 60 and the 15. So 15 divided by 15 is 1, and 60 divided by 15 is 4. So that's a quarter. Now we brought it to a quarter because we want to, 60 wouldn't go into 100, but 4 will go into 100. So 4 times 25 is 100, and 1 times 25 is 25. The reason why we brought it to a quarter, from 60 to a quarter, is that 60 goes into won't go into 100. Now we've made it out of 100, we can do 25 divided by 100 equals 0.25 and times it by 100. So we've made it into a decimal. So it was a fraction, we made it into a decimal, and from a decimal we converted it into a percentage by multiplying by 100. We get 25%. Okay, so the key point is to now if you've got £6, and you need to work out a percentage of, let's say, £12, so you've got 6 in the fraction. Remember what the denominator is going to be? It's going to be 6 over 12. It's going to be 6 over 12. So that's the fraction. And so you do 6 times, so what goes into both 6 and 12? Well, 6 goes into both 6 and 12, so we divide the numerator and denominator by 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1, and 12 divided by 6 is 2. 1 over 2 is simply 0.5, that's pretty simple. 0.5 times 100 is 50%. So I deliberately didn't move to 100 or have a denominator of a 10, because half, you should know that it's 50%. So I deliberately didn't move from half to a tenth as a fraction for this reason. So we've completed questions 1A, B, C, D, E. So let's move on to... Okay, so if we've got 600 kilograms and we're working a percentage out of 750 kilograms, so we just write it as a fraction and we say, okay, which number goes into 60 and 75? Well, we know that 15 goes into each of the numbers. So if we did 75 divided by 15, so that's 75 divided by 15, and 60 divided by 15. Well, 75 divided by 15 is going to be 5, and 60 divided by 15 is going to be 4. So now we want to make the sum out of, you could do it into 10 as well, and we could really do it out of 10, so you could just, but we're going to do it out of 100. And it's 5 times 20 and 4 times 20, which is 80 over 100, which is 8. Divided by 100 is 80%. So that was 80%. So okay, if we've got 6 hours and we want to work out a percentage and of 24, if we've got 6 hours as a percentage of 24, then let's simply write it as a fraction. 6 over 24. We see what number goes into both of them. 6 goes into both of them. So it's 26 divided by 6, 24 divided by 6. So That's 1. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 24 divided by 6 is 4. So we've got a quarter. Now, because of our place values, we want to make it out of 100. So we can work out the percentage. So 4 times something and 1 times something. So it's 4 times 25 and 1 times 25, because 4 goes into 100 25 times, and 1 times 25 is 25, so it's 0.25. And so we know that 0.25 really means 25 over 100, because if we think about place values, when the position is 0.25 is a hundredth, and together, so the 2 is a tenth and the 5 is a hundredth, but together we write it as 25 over 100, and we times it by 100 to make it into a percentage. So we're moving from a fraction to a decimal to a percentage, and that's 25%. Okay, let's look at another question. If we have 9 months, and we want to express it as a percentage of 12, that's 12 months. So 9 months as a percentage of 12 months. What's the percentage? Well, we know that 9 over 12 equals, well, we know that 3 goes into both of them, 9 and 12, so we divide each by 3, so 12 divided by 3 and 9 divided by 3. So we get 3 quarters, so 3 divided by, so we've got 3 over 4, and if we convert that into a fraction with a denominator of 100, because it's easier to work out a percentage, then we times the numerator and the denominator by 25, and we get 75 over 100. So that's 0.75 as a decimal, because we know that 0.75 written, the place value is 75 over 100, so 0.75 is equal to 75 over 100. This is the place value knowledge coming. So the 7 is the tenth and the hundredth, 5 is the hundredth, but together it's 75 over 100. And if you times that by 100, then it's 75%. Okay, if you've got 22.1 meters as a percentage, well, what we do is, if it's a percentage of 65, then what we simply do is we have to use a calculator here. So we move it from a fraction to a decimal, and we times it by 100, and it gives us an answer. So we plug into our calculators 22.1 divided by 65 times 100 is 34%. And we're using a calculator to work that out. Okay, so that's that done.